Now I'd like to introduce Monica Cooper, who is co-founder of Maryland Justice Project.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, I was a little late, but I wanted to first start off by saying I love you, brother. And that's what I ended up saying in Annapolis. I just recently met Sheldon on March the 27th. And as we were walking through Annapolis and going in and out of doors and meeting people, the conversation that we was having, I looked to Evan, I said, who is this guy? In my mind, I said, damn, I want to vote for him. And Evan ends up saying that, well, you actually can. I was like, oh yeah? And I find out that he's running, for the 11th district, and my heart was just overwhelmed. I was really, really happy, and I was excited because for the first time, I saw an average Joe come forth and say some of the things that I know could heal our city and our state. Some things that don't seek to separate us because of social class, that don't seek to separate us because I make enough money to send my kids to Friends School, and they can make enough money to send my kids to Roland Park. But on the other side of town, there are these people who are addicted to opioids that have all of these socioeconomic issues. So I'm going to just keep walking because I'm fine over here. And he gets it because those same issues will come to your community. You just cannot. And people and human beings, we're all interconnected. We're all in this thing together. So if you walk around and see your brother or your sister in trouble and you ignore it, it gets us all in a bad place. That's not why we're here. We are here to aid and assist each other whenever we can. So that's why I do the work that I do, and that's why I believe in criminal justice reform, and that's why I believe that all of those things that ail us, I believe that Sheldon certainly can make that difference. Sometimes, some of those guys, I won't even call his name, it's not even worthy to call his name, but sometimes when you get in these spaces, you tend to start pandering to what you think will get you reelected. Sometimes we allow money to get in politics because some bigwig is coming to your office and give you a couple of bucks, and then you're convinced that this is how I should run my campaign and this is what I should do. And good people have started off really well, but they end up with what you see right now in the 11th district. You end up with people who forget the little man and the forgotten man that they came out and was, pandering to. But then after a while, it gets to be all about, big money, big business, and big economics, and it gets the whole country in trouble. We'll forget about the safety nets. People cannot come out of their social conditions without a hand. You can't expect a 5-year-old child whose trajectory is different than another 5-year-old kid, and to constantly criminalize the poor is a sin and a shame. It's a sin and a shame. And all of our religious leaders and all of our learned people, we see all of these studies that come from Johns Hopkins. We see all of these studies, but now we have to say to ourselves, what are we going to do about it? We know what it is, and we have to do something to make that change. So when I saw this guy, I was embracing a complete stranger. I love you, brother. I'm just hugging him, and we walking around, and I'm just embracing him. I'm totally enjoying his conversation. So I'm really, really excited about it. And no, I don't live in a district, but guess what? I'm gonna be knocking on doors. No, I don't live in a district, but you can expect to see me. Because it doesn't matter where your help comes from. Because the book says, look towards the hills for whence your help cometh. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for somebody to help them. When you see people's children murdered in the streets and the mothers are crying out, they need help. They need help. And you have to think, what would happen to me if my son had a cell phone in his hand and was shot 20 times? Where's the criminal justice reform going to come from? When are these police officers going to be held accountable for murder? And I know that guy's going to hold them accountable because it's not right. And we stand up for what's right. All of our civil rights leaders, they still with us. All of those people who marched years ago, they're still with us. All that blood is in our veins, and we can do this. It might seem insurmountable, but we can do it. And thank you.
She said we can do it, so let's do it.